Welcome back to more Pokemon Crystal Randomized. I cannot tell you how much of a pain in the ass technology can be sometimes. Hey, do I have to talk to you at all? I don't remember. Don't get me wrong. A lot of the times I like technology, because without technology I wouldn't be able to do things like play Pokemon Crystal Randomized, or record myself playing Pokemon Crystal Randomized and then showing it to people who may or may not actually want to see that. But sometimes technology can be a real pain in the butt, because, man, just the process that I had to go through in order to actually get everything working again was a hell of a process, I will tell you that. Because, so I use a Bluetooth headset, or Bluetooth headphones, I should specifically say, because I kind of hate using wired headphones now. I used to really I still like having wired headphones and that sort of thing, but just for some reason, just the way that my current computer setup works, I can't really use wired headphones very well. So I'm using a Bluetooth headset thing. And for some reason, well, okay, let me back up slightly. So my computer, my desktop computer, does not have the capability of, it does not have Bluetooth capability. So I have to use an external, oh crap, I have to use an external Bluetooth adapter that I have to plug into a USB port in order to get I'm sorry, I'm getting distracted by the game a lot, in order to actually get the Bluetooth to work. And it's weird because every time I restart my computer, the Bluetooth driver just disappears. I don't know what happens. It just, the first time I installed the driver, because it gives you the option to, okay, cat has 2 gold bats. It threw me off a lot. When I first installed the driver, it gives you the option to restart your computer. So, all right, well, that's what you usually have to do after you install drivers or new programs. You restart the computer and all that sort of thing. And I did that, and then after I'd restarted my computer, the drivers were gone. I was like, okay, something weird happening here. So I reinstalled the drivers. Oh wait, let's see which Pokemon these are. Let's see if we can figure these out by their cries alone. That's Mewtwo. Was that Horsey? Was the last one? Mewtwo is the second one. I think the first one was Growlithe? I'm pretty sure that was Mewtwo anyway, was the second one. Kind of disappointing that Mewtwo wasn't Suicune, because that means I'm probably not going to see it. And I'm also not going to try to catch Suicune, or Horsey, or whatever it is. Anyway, so I reinstalled the driver for the Bluetooth headset, or for the Bluetooth dongle, I should say, specifically. And, restarted my computer again. And at that time, it actually deleted not only the Bluetooth dongle driver, but it also deleted my Wi-Fi USB adapter driver, which, that's another unfortunate thing, is I am currently, again, because of my current living situation, I don't have the ability to plug my computer directly into an Ethernet, plug an Ethernet cable directly into the router, so I have to use a Wi-Fi USB adapter, which is not the greatest thing to use, admittedly. And then at that point, I figured, okay, I'm not gonna restart my computer unless I absolutely have to, because if I have to restart my computer, it means I have to reinstall the Bluetooth drivers, which is, it's not a huge problem. I just leave the CD in my computer's CD drive in order to, be able to just reinstall it whenever I want to. But I still have to reinstall it every time I restart my computer, so I don't restart my computer very often anymore, just because I'm lazy. And this is all leading up to something. Oh wait, I got a new move. What do I get? Oh my god! Wow, I've been asking for how long to get a good ground type move? And then I get Earthquake? I'm sorry, Slash, but... Oh, do I get rid of Petal Lance? Petal Lance is good against... what? Water, rock, and ground. Oh man. I gotta get rid of slash. I'm sorry. It's earthquake. Holy shit. Anyway, also, I'm not going to try to censor myself as much as I have been in the past, so if you hear some swears, then sorry. Oh, I used the wrong move. I was going to use earthquake, and then I messed up, and I used... Whoops. Used pedal dance instead. I still knocked out that magnemite, though, which is fine. So anyway, the whole reason that I'm even mentioning this whole thing about having to do the having to redo the Bluetooth drivers every time is because, am I confused? I'm confused now. Okay, let's see if I can psychic this thing down. Please don't hit yourself. Thank you. So, when I was doing the last group of recordings for Legend of Keepers, because I recorded a few episodes all in a row, and sorry, Lapras with quick attack threw me off a lot there. Damn it. Come on, please do this now. Okay, good. So, when I was recording the last group of Legend of Keepers episodes, after I had finished recording, which is not the greatest time to get the message, I got a message for Audacity that said that it was like it had to compete for resources and it lost some of the audio data. So there are a couple of points in the recording for Legend of Keepers where there's just no commentary. It's only for like a couple seconds, so it's not a huge loss, but I've never had that message come up before. Like, I've never seen that. So I don't know why that happened. I was trying to figure it out, and I looked at, like, you know, the task manager and everything, and it's not like the resources were being, like, taxed or anything. Like, I'm using a 7-year-old computer that was, like a custom-built computer, but it's still decent, you know? It still has mostly, like, most of the parts are still fine. Like, 8 gigs of RAM should be plenty to run OBS and Audacity and Legend of Keepers, which is not a very resource-intensive game. So I don't know why I got that message, but I did notice that even when I had nothing open, like no programs or anything, for some reason my computer was still using like 55% of my RAM. So I decided, okay, that's not good. There's something wrong with that, because usually it's hovering at about 35, just, you know, running normally, because that's what Windows does. And so I decided, okay, I have to restart, because I don't want to get that message again and find out I've lost more of my scintillating audio commentary. So I have to restart my computer, and that took a while, because I am running a 7-year-old computer, and everything's installed on a hard drive. And, you know, I don't have a solid-state drive in here, and I have a solid-state drive for my new computer, which I still haven't built yet, unfortunately. And, you know, it just took a while to restart. And, you know, after I restarted, of course, I had to reinstall the Bluetooth drivers on the headphones again, so that delays things even more. But I'm finally done, and damn it, you're not gonna keep me from playing this game, damn it. I want to record stuff. So I don't want to just kind of, you know, I don't want to let technology get me down, is the whole point behind this extremely long-winded rant that I'm sure most people have tuned out from quite some time ago. But still, just wanted to mention that technology can be a pain in the ass sometimes for me, and I don't like that, because I do like technology. It provides me with a lot of entertainment. You know, I can listen to great podcasts, and I can record my own podcast, which I do have. It comes out every Sunday on whatever, you know, various podcast platforms. Maybe not all of them, but a fair amount of them. It's called the Gaming Blind Podcast. You should go listen to it. I would appreciate it if you do that. You know, it's just, technology is great, but I don't like that sometimes it can be a real pain in the ass. So that's all I got for that one. You know, I do like the fact that I don't really have to pay very close attention to this game, and I can still talk about stuff. That's something that I'd like to strive towards doing, is not necessarily having to pay super close attention to a game while I'm playing it in order to be able to talk about stuff other than the game. Like, with something like Legend of Keepers, it's not necessarily a game that requires a lot of concentration, but I do need to pay attention to it a bit closer, just because I have to pay attention to numbers and stats and things. With Pokemon, it's a bit more automatic for me, so I'm not as concerned about what's happening on screen. Like I can process something. I can look at the opponent's team and then be like, okay, well, I'm going to just use that move, and then I don't have to think about it for the next 30 seconds or however long it takes. So let's see, what do we have for this move? It's Razor Leaf. Really? So I'm tempted to replace Petal Dance. Can I learn it? I can. I'm sorry, I have to get rid of Petal Dance. It's such a pain in the ass, so... Bye. Okay, this might actually end up being, like, my final move set for Celebi. I don't know if I'm going to teach it any other moves. I don't really think there's anything else I could want. I got pretty much everything. Like, Fire Blast is probably the only move that I would potentially get rid of if I could get, like, Ice Beam or something. Because now that I have Razor Leaf, I'm covered pretty well against a lot of things that I would have been covered by with Petal Dance, but, you know, no confusion or any of that sort of stuff. Yes, I realize it's half the power of Petal Dance, but I just prefer that over... I prefer being able to, you know, actually choose the move that I want to use, instead of being like, well, here's Petal Dance, and now I don't know what I'm going to do for the next 2 turns, and, you know, I don't have to worry about, oh, here's the Skarmory, and I hit it for like 3 damage, and then I'm confused, and then it hits me with, I don't know what, some very strong bug-type attack. So, yeah, anyway, I can start using Razor Leaf, and I'm okay with that. Oh, alright. So how are you? I know it's weird for me to ask that, because I'm recording this well in the future of whenever this is going to get posted, but hopefully you're doing well. Yeah, I don't know. I'm worried about the world in general, but I'm really trying not to worry as much about it as I have been, just because I get to the point where you may or may not have heard the term doom scrolling, where, you know, if you're on some sort of social media website, be it Facebook or Twitter or Instagram or whatever, and you see something terrible that's happening in the world, which, considering where we're at in the world right now, there's a lot of really bad crap happening in the world right now. And you read something and you think, oh my god, that's awful. And then you just keep going, and then you read another awful thing. And then you keep reading awful things until you're just completely despondent about the world entirely. And it's like, I can't do that, because I'm on edge a lot of the time anyway, because I do suffer from depression and anxiety. And it's like, I don't really want to get to the point where it's like I keep reading awful things that are happening in the world to the point where I can't function, you know? So I actually talked to I do have a therapist, and we talked for the first time in a while a few days ago, as of this recording anyway. And she recommended that I just, if I'm going to use social media, it would just be for keeping up with friends and family, not to, like, worry about the world. Because, I mean, I get enough of that stuff from local news and everything, and, like, I don't really need to just spend, you know, 15, 20, 30, 60 minutes sometimes just staring at my phone, just reading about all the atrocities that are happening in the world right now. So I like that. I liked the idea. I liked that thought. And I'm doing my best to not doom scroll. And I'm actually trying very hard to just sort of not necessarily read into, like, a lot of, man, I have no moves that are particularly good against Shuckle, do I? No, I don't. I guess Razor Leaf? It did a lot more damage than I thought it would. Anyway, I'm doing my best to not doom scroll anymore. And it helps somewhat. Like, there are points where it's kind of inevitable, where I still kind of end up doing it, but it's not as frequent as it has been. So it helps a little bit. Like, in this, where we are right now in the world, anything to keep myself from falling back into like a depression where I don't want to get out of bed. That's something. It's anything is better than nothing, because the more you fall down the rabbit hole of just awfulness that's happening in the world, the better. Like, you still have to stay informed, obviously, but you really need to keep yourself sane during this time, because if all you do is read about all the horrible and stupid shit that's happening in the world, you're never going to come out of the spiral. It's going to just keep going down and down and down. And you can't keep doing that, because you're going to get to the point where you feel like there's no reason to do anything anymore. And I've gotten to that point a lot recently, but I don't want to let that continue happening, because I still have to, like, function somewhat as a person. You know, I still have a full-time job, which I've been on vacation from for the last, 10 days. And unfortunately, I'm going to have to start up again pretty soon. But part of me was, for several days, the first few days of my vacation, I couldn't enjoy myself, because all I was doing was reading about all the horrible crap that's happening in the world. And it's like, I'm wasting my vacation. Like, the whole reason that I went on vacation was because I was just completely overwhelmed and stressed because of work. And then it's like, when I go back and start like, sorry, I thought that was a trainer. When I go back and all I'm doing is reading about the awfulness that's happening in the world, it's like, man, it's the whole reason that I decided to take the vacation from work was to de-stress. And here I am reading all this stuff that's happening, and it's stressing me out even more. And I can't take that. So I just figured I can't do this anymore. So I'm not really reading social media much. I was never really reading Facebook very much anyway, but I'm basically just completely done with Facebook, I think. And Twitter, I'm mostly just using to advertise my own stuff and then keep up with friends. And I'm not really keeping up too much with trying to see like what's happening with the world as much as I was before. I'm still going to read it a little bit, but not as much as I was before, which is, like I said, anything I can do to keep myself from losing my mind right now would be nice. And I'm really hoping that I can look back on this episode in a few months and be like, I'm glad that things turned out okay in the long run. Fingers crossed, anyway. All right, are we really going to use Blossom for all of our TMs or HMs? I think we are. Why not, right? Actually, starting to be really glad that I got Blossom, because he's going to use all of our HMs, apparently. And I think that's probably going to do it for this episode, because we're nearing that point where I probably should call it. So we'll go into the lighthouse. I don't know why I'm walking, because I could very easily just ride my bike. I like to ride my bicycle. I like to ride my bike. I don't know any of the other lyrics to that song, unfortunately. And we're going to probably pick it up again a little bit. Well, you know what? Let's do like one fight, because we're probably not quite at our 20-ish minute stopping point. I know I'm probably peeling back the curtain a bit too much on that sort of stuff, but hey, you know what? I'm trying to be open and honest I try to be as open and honest as possible with just myself, just talking about whatever I need to talk about. So, sometimes I'll peel back the curtain a bit much, and that's just kind of gonna be what happens every so often. So, it happens. But hey, you know what? That's just kind of who I am, I guess. So, if that's unbearable, then there are 6 billion other channels on YouTube, or you can just kind of watch other stuff of mine. I don't know. I don't know how often I'm going to have episodes like this, but sometimes I just have to talk about life and everything. And actually, it is kind of good to get to talk about that kind of stuff every so often, just because it helps me get it out of my brain, which I need every so often. I can't just keep this stuff rattling around in my head all the time, because it will drive me crazy otherwise. So, it helps. It helps me, at least. And I'm hoping that it just talking about it helps you, then that's even better for me. So that is going to do it for today. Next time, we're going to go further up this tower. And again, I just like the fact that Pokemon allows me to just sort of... I don't have to think too much about the game. I can just sort of play it and run with it. So we'll see what happens with the rest of it. And if I end up talking about other stuff, then hey, that's just gonna happen. So thank you everybody for watching, and I will talk to you all next time.